All right, today we're going to work on dimensioning. We're going to dimension the isometric parts we've already drawn. I'm going to show you an example on the isometric 6. So this is isometric 6 that we've drawn. We put on a drawing sheet. We want to take it from there. We want to add these dimensions to it. So I'm going to show you how to get all that done. All right, so once we're in here, we want to go to the annotate. Right, normally you're on this place views. We want to go to the annotate tab. On the annotate tab, there's a dimension tool right here. So we're going to grab dimension. We want to always dimension the overall height, width, and depth. You try to keep your dimensions here in the center portions. You can select the whole line if it'll let you select it. If not, a lot of times it's better practice to select the two corners that you want. And you notice as you drag out, it turns into a dashed line. Those dashed line points are like the set points that you want to put this at. I have no other dimension that's going to go along here, so I'm going to put this at the first spot. Okay, then I'm going to do the overall width. You can see if I selected the line, I only get this little part. I want to select the entire length. When I do that, I know I'm going to do that little part as well, so I want to go beyond because the overall dimension should be the furthest one out. Okay, so I am going to put this at the second stop. And now I can dimension this line and see if you just select the line, it ends up there. All right, now we didn't do the overall depth yet. So I can do the overall depth either up here or over there. I'm just going to do it up here. Okay, again, you look for that stop. But I'm going to put another because I need to know where this little side is. So I'm going to go to the second stop. And then I'm going to measure the smaller section right here. And on both of those that we just did, I don't have to do the other half because I know this is half an inch because it's 1 minus the 0.5. Or this is 2.5 minus 0.75. So I don't need to dimension these empty spots because they're kind of already known. It'd be over dimensioning to do that. So now we have the overall height, width, and depth. We have where different pieces are laid. We don't know how far it is across here, right, from there to there. So I need to put a dimension here. All right, so I think I have the overall part basically dimensioned, but I don't know where the circle lives. Okay, so I got to tell about the circle. You want to dimension to the center of the circle. It knows where the center is, so you can go ahead and dimension it. We are going to have to put a center point there soon, but since we're in dimension, let's go ahead and dimension it. So we're going to measure from the center of the circle to the bottom, and that kind of fits out here to the side very easily. And then we want to go from the center of the circle over to the side. Now, if we'd have planned for it, we could have put this up here. I didn't plan for it very well, so I'm going to put it down at the bottom because it just doesn't fit up there, and you don't want to cross lines like that. So we're just going to put it down here at the bottom. Okay. We also have to tell how big the circle is. So you just click on the circle and drag out, and it tells me the radius is 0.5. All right. So everything's spread out, easily seen. Nothing's crossing each other. But we do have that circle in there. We need to put the center line in there so we know that we're measuring to the center. So up here in the middle, these are all the little things you can use to help tell you what the center is. We want to do the center mark. And then we just go click on the circle. Okay, now that really only put these two sides. We want to click on both sides of the circle. This is kind of a weird circle where it's half and half. One's up front and one's back here in the back. We want to click on both of those. We also want to tell from the side where it's at, but this one doesn't work from the side. This is just from the center. We have to do what's called the centerline bisector. So we want it to go halfway between this line and this line. And you notice it puts a center line down that circle now. Okay, and then we also want to go between this line and this line. And again, it puts a center line halfway down that circle. All right, and I think now we are fully dimensioned. Once you have that done, hit save, and you are good to go.